Hey, what's up? This is Disciple Marcello Currents. This is part 8 of a national leader, mysterious and not understood. Okay, so we've covered basically what the national leader is. We've covered that. We've covered what they're about, their function, the difference between them and presidents and them and politicians. We've covered all of that. So now you know the difference. You know that a national leader isn't necessarily should be uh, your president or your queen or king. They may be the person that helps the people, the everyday citizens. That's what Martin Luther King Jr. was trying to do. That's what Malcolm X was trying to do. And the first thing people do is when you're like that, that's the first thing they want to do is to say, oh, well, this person is supposed to be, in politics or something of that nature. And they may change politics, but politics is just like one of those big systems too, man. It's such a big system. If you really look at it for what it is here in America, have we really ever changed politics itself, or the system of politics? Have that ever really been changed per se? I mean, I guess certain laws have been done away with and replaced with other ones, but the system itself, man, is I don't know, man. I don't think that's the case. But you know, a national leader is sincere. It's a sincere person. Like, I don't get paid for this, you know what I'm saying? I don't intend on getting paid for this. You know, in my case, my passion is that the information it gets out, the understanding of things get out for all my messages. I just want the message to get out. I want the people to understand what God has given me to say. You know, and that's important. That's important. That's the most important part for me. You know, but being a national leader, I don't. It's man, it's hard to say if we even if it can happen. Now, I don't doubt, but it's so much work to do. There's so much things to do. Um, there's so many false systems, false organizations to pull down and correct. So many people that's been in place that has not told you the truth, that has not done right by you. It's so many people, man. I mean, because, for example, with Martin Luther King Jr. mother being shot and killed in a church, a lot of you guys don't know this information. I tell people this, and they're like, "Really? I never knew that." And all the documentaries they had on Martin Luther King Jr. mother's life, Martin Luther King Jr. All the documentaries they had on his life, there's no documentary that I've seen that talked about his mother being assassinated. And I think that's important for us to know the state of this country. If not, if we don't point to who did it, at least reveal it for us to know the state of the country. You know what I'm saying? The state of how things happen, that were. the state of how things were. I mean, because that's a link to him being killed, then his mom being killed, then his brother being dying in a pool mysteriously. These are links. If I would put together a documentary on Martin Luther King Jr., I want all the information. I'm gonna look up rare information things. That's the first thing I would have did. I looked up rare information on Martin Luther King Jr. I would have covered all that in the documentary. And that would have been one of the things that popped up. His mother being killed would have been one of the rare things that people know. Definitely, probably. You know what I mean? And the government settling out of court with his family also, that's another thing I would have put in the documentary. And beyond 1999, because that happened in 1999. And that quietly happened. And no one talks about that. And that was our greatest leader, man, overall, man. As far as national leader, man, that I would have to say Martin Luther King Jr. was probably, if not the greatest leader in the entire country of America. If not the greatest. I mean, when you look at overall what he was trying to do and everything, and just how far he went, you know, the physical efforts he put in, the marches, just meeting with the government, and for them to conspire against him after all that. And then Hoover from FBI following him and tapping his rooms and everything. After you see all he went through, just to come and just to get conspired against by his own government, it's disgusting, man. You know what I'm saying? It's people that want smoke with that, man. Still want smoke with that, man. You know what I'm saying? And you might look at it, well, that was a long time ago. You know, I don't look at it that way. You know, things have changed. I don't see the change in the people, in the culture. You know what I'm saying? What I see is the same pattern. It's just coming from a different angle, man. It's coming a different way. You know, I'm not saying there's obviously way more unity with Americans. People born here, there's more unity, but the system itself, it's one thing to have the community in a certain place. It's another thing to have the government in a certain place. That's what you gotta look at. You got the government, you got the community. The community is doing pretty good, you know, decently. Still some things going on, but it's decent as far as race relations. It's decent. That's how I'm gonna put it. But the government, you know, I'm not one to just say stuff, man, but I think they need to be more transparent. I think the FBI need to be more transparent. Since what they did to MLK, following him around and everything like that, we should have put pressure. Pressure needs to be put on them here on out. I would have said that it should have been put on. Pressure should have been put on the FBI right after that. After they started following MLK all around and all that, that was found out. Whenever they found it out, that's when they should have put the pressure on the FBI to be more transparent. We don't know who they're following. We don't know who they're watching, and we don't know how many. We don't know how much of a reason they have to be doing it. We don't. We don't know how much of a reason they have to be doing it in the first place. I want hardcore evidence. I want hardcore facts. I don't want no fluff. I don't want no splitting of hairs. I don't want your hunches. I want hardcore evidence for the people that you're following and watching and investigating. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. Because what I feel is they can always hide behind the fact that they're investigating. They're investigating. They can tell you anything without any evidence. If they don't have no evidence, they can tell you anything. If they don't have no hardcore audios and visuals of whatever they talking about. Because testimonies is just not good enough these days. I'm sorry. I don't care if it's a million saying the same thing. I don't care if it's a billion saying the same thing. If you don't have any tangible evidence and audios, then you have no choice as an institution that is supposed to be following the Constitution, but to recede back from these people. Start the receding backwards. Start reversing away from whoever it is, because you all you're going by, you don't know you can't really say the motives of and the nature of things. Those things matter. The nature of the acts and the motives and all the motives of the people that's saying it. You know what I'm saying? I look at that. If the motives seem like this person could have been an envious person, jealous person, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to listen to, and you look at certain things and certain elements and who they are to the person. You look at all these things. Okay, so for example, if it might have been a brother or two brothers, okay, one could have been jealous of one all the whole time, or something could have happened that you didn't know about that caused all of that situation. That person could have, their brother could have, the brother's wife could have lusted after the other brother, and now that's why he's mad, because I know for a fact that's what happened with my brother, my blood brother. His wife lusted after me at a 4th of July party in front of everybody. She lusted after me. I was telling jokes, being charismatic, how I am. You know what I'm saying? And she just said out of nowhere, and everybody heard it. It was unmistakable. Unmistakable. It was no mistake for what that meant. So I ignored it. I let it go. I never forgot that happened, though. You know what I'm saying? And then my brother went behind my back and tried to pursue one of my women. Went behind my back and tried to pursue one of my women after that happened. Remind you, he kicks her out the house almost 2 years later from when that happened, when she said, in front of everybody, lusting after me. Because I was the only one talking. There was total quietness and attention on what I was saying. There was no music, no nothing for her to just say that out of nowhere. I had the floor, basically. You know what I'm saying? And 2 years later, he kicked her out with his newborn baby. Now you explain to me, why would a man make his newborn child less than 2 years old leave, and then pursue one of my women? Now, he used to be a married man pursuing one of my women, and you used to be a married man. Why would you pursue one of my women? Because he was trying to get back at me because of what his wife did. We never had a problem with women, with jealousy between women. As far as I go, I offered him a woman before, a female before. So that lets you know I wasn't jealous when it came to my women or competing with my brother. So for him to do that after he knows my nature of me presenting a female to him, for him to do me like that in that same category was only to get back at me because his wife lusted after me, and that's the whole reason he would have motives, to hurt me, to do other things. And that's enough of a motive. Some people done killed people because of jealousy, with a spouse and something like that. That's a full whole reason right there to totally do anything to a person. And that's why I always ask questions. I don't assume anything. I don't assume, I just know, that just seems right. And then people would twist certain things. And especially the ones you know the most, they'll take and twist certain things for their benefit. Because people know you the most, know your flaws, know the things, know your faults and everything. And it wouldn't be nothing to take a fault, something that really wasn't the nature of what they talking about, twist it, make it what it is, because they still upset with you because their wife lusted after you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why, in that case with that situation, he told me to my face, as far as the woman he pursued, my ex-girlfriend, he was gonna make it up to me. That's what he told me. I confronted him, but he never did. It only made things worse, because the reality is he put that woman before, my brother put that woman before everybody. That's why I hurt him so bad. You know what I'm saying? Because it backfired. I remember walking over his house one time, knocking on the door for his birthday, and he was like, "Well, I'm here with my wife. And then she come out to do what she did, so he gave himself totally over to this woman, and it backfired. That's to me, and it was just obvious. Like I said, what happened, and I never pursued her or tried to hit on her or nothing like that. That was never the case with me, and that's just how it happened, So you could never trust the motives of people, man. You don't never know why people come out, and that's why that's just an example of why, we need hardcore evidence when people start making up or coming to the light with issues, because you don't know the real reason why they saying things and doing things. You don't know the real reason, and you may feel that you do, and you're just right, and because of the history they have with people, they can twist things. They got a whole bunch of history to twist and make up all this whole story and make this whole portrait for you, because they've been that close to you. They know your history. They know the things you've done, and they can paint this whole big picture. You know what I'm saying? To assassinate your character just because over a woman. And I'm not saying women are not valuable, but anybody that lusted after my brother, and this is a fact, whether it's the reason for him to go behind my back and try to pursue my woman or not, pursue one of my ex-girlfriends or not, that happened. You know what I'm saying? And that to me smells more of a motive than anything else. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I just after something like that, like I said, something like that happened, I wouldn't. And then he pursued one of my women. I wouldn't trust. I wouldn't trust nothing he said about me. If I knew somebody, if I was on the outside and I heard this story, I wouldn't trust nothing that brother said. Because it's just too much. When it comes to women, it's just such an ego situation. You could never know if that person is telling the truth. You could never know if that person is motives is right and what they're saying is totally honest. That's why you have to listen to both sides of every story and know it's a lesson learned, man. This country listened to my brother's side. They listen to his side and then listen to my side. You know what I'm saying? So he had people all around the country talking crazy and reckless about me because of what his woman did. You know what I'm saying? And that's the facts. You know what I'm saying? And got these people running all around and authorities running all around and police running all around about something that didn't even happen. The way that he's putting it and painting it and making it seem, you know what I'm saying? And putting all these things together and building this case and making it seem like this image, which I'm not that image. You know what I'm saying? And so, basically half truths are whole lies, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why that saying was made up. Why you think that saying was made up? Because people can take pieces of things that happen and build this image that's not real, that's not true. And it can be not even that they say it, it's an insinuation. It's still speaking as an insinuation of something that's not true. You know what I mean? So, but that's America's fault, man, and that makes them a cautionary tale. We're all grown. You know what I'm saying? We're all grown. You're responsible for what you do and what you move on and what you believe. You can't just go by anything. I don't care if they say, hey, this man raped 5 million children. You can't, as a grown person, as an adult, you can only act on what you have evidence on. You can't be going gung-ho about nothing. I don't care if it's about all the children of the world. You can't be going around without any evidence or something. You can't be going around without any audio or any I don't care what. Look, if it's not factual in a total factual way, the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. That's why I say the whole truth. You know what I'm saying? If that's not put together totally, then you're dealing with deception. You're dealing with half truths. You're dealing with someone that's painting a portrait to insinuate a certain image, which the full truth will radiate a different image of who that person is. The whole full truth will radiate what the real situation is. You know what I'm saying? Because we were so close. Me and my brother, as kids, we were taking baths together and sleeping in the same bed. So for a person to take baths with you, sleep in the same bed with you, a person that close to you, you turn around and assassinate their character. Nah, that's a person that, in my opinion, is salty in life and just enraged with the failure of his wife. His wife failed. That's not my fault. So You know, but being a leader comes with those things, man. You know, to be real. You know, you look at Joseph, you look at a lot of people, man, they family. Cain, Abel, I always tell people that was the first murder in the Bible, in murder, recorded murder, and what that was done at the hands of a family member. That lets you know right there. You know what I'm saying? That lets you know right there. You know, I'm not ignorant of that. You know what I'm saying? But America, man, hey, you can't go around. We ain't in high school. You know what I'm saying? You can't go around following things no matter what somebody say. Now, you're just America's a cautionary tale for following behind half truths. Things painted a certain way. It ain't even half truths, percentages of truths in the situation, you know, and it's like it's not. I don't even say half truths, percentages of truth, pieces of truths, not even half, like half of a whole. Nah, that's pieces of things. Taking that and making that a whole image and everything of who a person is and everything. Hey, if you're a grown person following behind that, that's your fault, man. You gotta look at that. You gotta look at it that way. That's your fault, man. And you gotta take the consequences that come with that. All right, so I hope y'all enjoyed the message. Remember, what we yearning for is not the government, these politicians, these presidents, and these leaders, these government people. You need